Welcome. This is the Raleigh Municipal Lighting Plant Board of Directors meeting for January 8th, 2014. Our first item on the agenda is Citizens Query, and that will be open from 7 to 7:10 tonight. If there's any citizens that need to ask us any questions or whatever. Just like to announce that this meeting is being digitally, audio and video recorded. And our second item agenda is review and acceptance of minutes from previous meetings. I got the master copy here. Okay, Eric, here we go. All right, on page 1, Eric, down at the very, next to the last bullet, the last sentence, you have an "it" in there.
Oh, see it?
I don't know what that means, but I'm sure you can take care of it.
Go on.
Page number 2, it's the 6th bullet. It's under account 595.
Okay.
And you got an "is" in the last sentence there.
There you go.
I swear he does this, so I'll check it. And actually, the third paragraph, it's rate study. You got a bid by the January. Okay,
All right.
so those are minor changes. Oh, I'm sorry, it's actually the second paragraph on the Central Street project. And it's the next to the last sentence, right at the very right, you got another "the" in there.
Yep.
Okay, that's it, I'm all done. I know you do it just to make sure I read it.
Very good.
Okay, is there any other comments or changes?
No comments?
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
You give it that motion?
Okay, motion made,
Seconded, I'll second it.
motion made and seconded to accept the minutes from the December 11th, 2013 meeting with the slight changes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you.
Okay. Agenda item number 3, APPA Legislative Rally in Washington, D.C.
I'd like to request to the commissioners that I attend the APPA Legislative Rally in Washington, D.C. It's a legislative rally where municipal managers and managers and commissioners go to Washington, D.C. to talk to our legislators, senators, and representatives about issues that are facing public power. And it's March. No, I forgot the date. It just went right out of my head. March 10th through the 12th. So I would fly down on the 10th and come back on the 12th. So it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's probably going to cost about between $900 and $1,000 for the trip, including airfare. I just will look into the commissioners to kind of okay me going and expending that kind of money on a trip. I'm looking to get a more detailed agenda and talking points so the commissioners can see what we're going to talk about. I don't have that yet. We're waiting for the NEPA executive director to forward those to me so that I could actually I'll forward them to you once I get them.
Yeah.
That way
Okay.
you get the gist about what we're going to go down and talk about.
Yeah.
But there are a number of issues facing the facing us as a public power utility that, you know, if we address it with our senators and representatives, that's, you know, and it hits home with them, then it's definitely, you know, worth the trip to go down.
Actually, NEPA's been doing this for quite some time through the years, and it's proved to be very valuable on certain issues. It really has. It wakes them up down there, although I'm not sure this day and age that they can be woken up. But we'll never know until we try.
A lot of
We can
shaking.
We can try.
Right.
You know, I mean, I think it's worthwhile.
Mhm.
It has been through the years. I know we've done very well with that program.
Mhm.
So Dan, to be the 10th through the 12th?
Yes.
Okay.
The airfare, I'll pass around kind of an expense report, what I'll be putting together, I guess when I return from the trip. And, it'll kind of detail what the expenses are. And, you know, I know that receipts are something that I should bring back. I will try my best to get a receipt for everything I expend. The only problem maybe is dinners, because we go as a group. And, you know, sometimes separate checks is not possible, so everybody throws in some money to,
Mm-hmm.
you know, for dinner. So, I
Yeah.
mean,
Oh, yeah.
I can try to get receipts for as much as possible, but I can't guarantee for everything.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess if the commissioners kind of give me an okay about spending it up, you know, an up to amount or say $900,000, I think that should cover, from what I've talked to other people, that should cover the trip.
Cover everything.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you got very reasonable airfare there.
Mm.
Yeah, I haven't booked that yet. I wanted to make sure I talked to you first
Mhm.
before I book the airfare, but I'll probably book that tomorrow.
Okay, is there any other discussion,
No,
comments?
this looks like reasonable
No,
after
I-
going down to Washington.
Just don't cut yourself short, that's all.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if
Yes,
you get a chance to, you know, take somebody out to dinner or
Oh.
do something,
Okay.
don't
Yeah.
find yourself,
Yeah, well,
you know, just because you're afraid to spend money,
okay. All right,
you know.
thank you.
So I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, and I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded to allow Dan to go to the Washington, D.C. legislative rally with an expense budget of $1,000. Is that reasonable?
Yes.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
Thank you. As soon as I get some more detailed information, I'll definitely
Yeah.
forward it along
Yeah.
to you.
Okay. Okay, item number 4, rate study RFP.
At the last meeting, we talked a little bit about the rate study and the RFP that I was going to be done by the end of the month. Actually, by the end of last year, which it was done, and it is out to 4 individuals or 4 companies. So the RFP is out to, right now, Energy New England, Mayhew CV at PLM,
Okay.
Bruce, I can't say his last name, Limester. He's an independent
Limester,
contractor.
okay,
Yeah.
yep.
Yep. And Chuck Underhill, who works for Danvers Light, who was one of the persons that was contracted last time.
I was gonna say, didn't he start the?
He
this
did, and
process,
I-
But it never got finished?
Yeah, and so I sent it to him as well. So
Okay.
there's 4 of them out there right now. I haven't got any requests from any others yet, so I will just, the due date for the RFP is January 17th, which is next Friday. So once I get all the RFPs back, I'll go through a process of identifying the winning bidder, and, you know, we can talk about it.
Okay.
You know, I'll award it probably after the next meeting. We'll talk about it in February, just to get everybody on the same page with what's going on, and then, you know, I can award the bid after that.
Okay. Sounds good. I think it's time that we take a look at those anyway.
You know, it's the rates. Most rates are the way you look at our rate, and it's no fault of anybody's. It's just the way the base rate is and the way the PPA rate is right now. It's just been let go to a point where the PPA is so much higher than the base rate,
Yeah.
and that's not what it's designed for. So I mean, we just got to look at that. We just got to make sure that, you know, we're doing this correctly, and the rates are structured in a fashion that, you know, is fair and equitable to everybody.
Right. Yeah, I'm assuming it'll be based on cost of service.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
basically what the RFP for, is a cost of service study.
Okay, good. I think that's the fair way to do it. Any other comments or questions?
No
or-
comments.
All set, Ken?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, all right. So we don't need a vote on that one.
nope.
Item number 5, manager's contract renewal date.
I'm not sure if you realize this, but with the contract, the way it's structured is 6 months prior to my contract being up, we have to have the board has to basically say whether or not they're gonna keep me, and that would be at the next meeting
Okay?
in February, so I just wanted to bring you up to speed now.
So
That-
you're really gonna make us think about it?
I hate to
Do you-
blindside people, so yes, I am gonna make you think about it, so.
I don't know, Dan, if I were you, I'd wait, I'd
Uh-uh.
surprise us, but no, go ahead, I understand. I'm just pulling your leg a little bit.
So at the next meeting, I'll have it on the agenda.
Okay,
Mhm.
As an item, and then we can just talk about, really quickly about, just because the contract is up in July again.
yep,
Sure.
no, and that's fine. And,
Okay.
and, you know, I'm glad we've got to this point. I really
Thank you.
am. And thank you for doing what you do for us.
Thank you.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. I'm sure I can speak for the board members. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm very impressed with the new budget system and everything else that you put in, and put it on the web, and
Okay, cool, thank you.
Any comments, Ken?
No,
You're
I'm
all set? Okay.
fine with that one.
Item number 6, performance evaluations update.
As you know, we contracted with Rick Dacry
Yes.
to come up with
Mhm.
to start a performance evaluation of all the employees within the department. And I'll pass along, there's 2 drafts here, there's one for a line worker and there's one for administrative. That's basically, it's based on the form that we had before, just for the line workers.
Okay.
And what Rick has done is, he's kind of tweaked it a little bit and come up with one for an administrative as well. So these are the forms, these are draft forms that I'm gonna talk with Rick some more about finalizing these forms and then getting some training for myself
Mhm.
and the other people who are gonna be doing the evaluations, and then
Okay.
start the process of the evaluations after that.
Dan, how long do you think the evaluation process will take?
I'm gonna meet with Rick within the next couple of weeks, just to finalize the whole program. Once that's finalized, I would say the training, probably the next month, so I say within 2 to 3 months, we should be able to start doing evaluations, whoever happens to be up for an evaluation at that time, on the anniversary date. I guess we'll just start at that point, and then go from there.
What has he suggested tentatively, how to do it? Is there, a monthly, twice a year, or annual, or?
We haven't really talked about that, but what I was thinking was be annually instead of, without trying to burden anybody, further than that with such a small department. I think annually would probably be sufficient, but I can talk to Rick about that just to see, how he feels about maybe doing it, biannually or.
Mm-hmm. Pretty standard HR, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But believe it or not a lot of municipalities do this evaluation.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. It's not, maybe not municipal light departments, I'm not sure about municipalities themselves, but I know municipal light departments most of the bigger ones do, but not a lot of the smaller ones do. I think it's a valuable thing for us to do employee evaluations, because it does help it helps the staff too. Not only myself, but it helps the staff too.
Yeah, well, figure out what they need to do to make it work.
Yeah, to improve themselves as well as
Exactly.
improve the
Yeah.
department.
Yeah, if you don't tell them what you're looking for, then it's hard for them to give you what you want.
Mhm.
And, you know, somebody's looking for a future placement to go somewhere, to, you know, to extend their career, they need to be told, you know, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, otherwise, you know, I remember somebody come up saying, looking for a position one time, and came out of the clear blue, but, you know, I said, you should have started this 5 years ago.
Right.
You know, not now. You know, you need to prepare yourself for the next step.
Well, I mean, and that's part of the evaluation process, is to
Mhm.
take employees within the department and get them ready to move to another position within the
The
department.
next step, yeah.
Because it's always better to promote from within, you know, keep that knowledge base
Sure.
in the department rather than just letting it slip out the door,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, the retirement's something you can't really help, but, I mean, at least you can keep the people that already know the department within the department rather than letting them go elsewhere.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
It can't be geographical knowledge.
No, no.
Yeah, Wichita lineman, isn't that what he says?
Hmm?
The Wichita lineman, isn't that what he says?
Yeah,
The line down south won't hold the load?
that's right, that's right.
He hasn't
You
come
have
in
to
a
know those things.
recommendation.
That's,
to how
that
often.
song. came
You're
out.
just feeling that a year would be good?
Yeah, I'm feeling a year would be good, but I can
We
talk
haven't-
to Rick about that
Yeah.
and see what he recommends. We're gonna have a discussion
The
about
town does it
that.
once a year, right? Does the evaluations once a year?
Once a year.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems to be
Hmm.
kind of a standard
Yeah,
type procedure.
Now, this, well, there's two ways, that, you know, HR, some companies now request the employee to put it all together and give it to the manager. Have you been in a situation like that where you've worked?
no,
They actually write their own appraisal, then pass it in. And then, you know, it's taken in from there, the manager sits down and then evaluates the employee from what the employee, and it's kind of, you know, when you think about it, you know, it sounds far-fetched when you think
Yeah.
about it, but if the employee has goals and wants to go somewhere, it's good for the employee to do that, sit down and write out, you know, what they've done during the year. You know, there may be things that the manager, you know, completely forget, you know, what they've done during the year, so,
true.
yeah. So,
Okay. All right.
okay.
Any citizens query? We're past the 7:10, but hearing none.
Quiet.
So I'll make a motion, we adjourn?
Okay, Ken.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned.